This is the Kathryn Dunn Show. You are all amazing. Welcome. I am Kathryn Dunn. During that intro, absolutely everything in my home exploded. How are you? Please welcome Matt Capazzi, Elaine Vadio, Chris Cece, my mom, Don Sloven, and Roberto de Jesus. Give Don Sloven a warm round of applause because he's our guest today. Yes.
For a short period of time.
Yes, he's going a quick in and out.
Was that a link?
Yes,
What
essentially, they're the same person.
At a time.
Yeah, we're from the same area.
Nice.
What up?
Nice.
Thank you, Don.
All right, guys, we don't fact check. Everything we say is true, but, do your own research. And now it's time for... I was going to creak it. I'm trying to creak it. A little light ASMR. And as a thank you for coming, here.
Whine and whisper, light ASMR.
As always, try to guess what I was just drinking. By the way it sounded.
Sounded like gold doubloons.
Good guess.
Hello, this is Michael Caine.
My cocaine. If you say my cocaine.
It's not your
My
cocaine,
cocaine.
it's Michael Caine.
Look, I got something to whine and whisper about. Get this. I almost uncovered. What?
It's Dave. Open up, it's Dave. It's
Dave? Wait. I uncovered an overseas seed scam.
I got the stuff. It's Dave. Open up. It's Dave.
Dave's not
Dave.
here. Dave's not here.
Are you guys complaining about an actual Dave? I'm here for it.
Everything done.
Yes, I am. I'm actually complaining about an overseas seed scam. Guys, listen. I got on the phone. No, I got on the chat with Amazon, and I'm like really upset because whatever I was doing, I was in the middle of doing, got messed up. And then all of a sudden, I'm in like a conversation with a new person, and I'm like, no. So then while I'm like wasting all this extra time on this like call with Amazon, I'm like, I'm sick of your shit, Amazon. Because I start getting like every time Amazon has pissed me off in my head, it starts going off, right? And then I remember the time that I was scammed by an overseas seed scammer, and how Amazon just let him scam me. So I was like, listen, Amazon, you scammed me out of some seeds, and I'm still mad about it. And they're like, when did this happen? I'm like, August 2020, look it up. And they're like, it's 2022. I'm like, I know. But that's not the point. You guys made the scam where like I get the seeds and you say the seeds aren't going to come for 90 days, but then I only have 30 days to complain. So when the seeds don't come in 90 days, if I even remember the seeds, and then when I remember the seeds, if you remember the seeds and you complain about the seeds, they're like, sorry, it's been 30 days. So it's like, you fucking seed scammers.
They would have been.
So I was like, I want my seed money back. And I want money for your bullshit today because I was mad. And I found out that I was mad because I got an alert during it saying it's my birthday. What does it mean when it's your birthday on this show as a woman? You're getting your period. So while I'm in the middle of this meltdown, I get an alert from my phone saying, bitch, chill, you going crazy soon. And I realized that this phone is telling me the truth because I am really overreacting to an overseas seed scam. But they give me $20 anyway. And I'm like, $10 for the seeds and $10 for my time? Fuck you. And they're like, no, fuck you. But after some negotiating, they still honored the $20 thing, even though they didn't want to give it to me because I was an asshole. But then afterwards, I realized that I did not spend $8 to $12 on the seeds. I only spent $4, which makes me the seed scammer.
You're the seed scammer.
I'm the seed scammer.
I knew it.
It's coming from inside the house. The scam is coming from inside. I finally found it. I finally accessed it, and it was like $4 on these seeds. And I'm like, oh my God. $4.
On Valentine's Day, I'm gonna call Amazon because that's the person that I've spent the most time with in the last 2 years.
Aww.
Oh, that's so true. It's so true. Oh, man. All right. And now.
So, what kind of headset are you wearing?
Me? The one
No, the
wearing
person at
a
Amazon.
Oh, the cat's wearing a headset.
Yeah. I don't know. I think JBL, but
somebody wants
lying.
Alexa's address to send her flowers.
AKG. I think you're asking me. All right. And now it's time for this next thing we like doing. Want to know what it is? It's Roberto's weekly wrap down.
Oh, you're not allowed to woohoo. I forgot. Never mind.
No, you can woohoo. You just can't woohoo in Don Slovin's section.
No.
But he's not paying to sit here.
No.
So you can woohoo all you want.
Woohoo.
Woo-hoo!
When I hear heavy metal.
I'll get my hair done from Mojo-Chan. It wasn't easy, because nothing is.
Universal,
No, nothing
man.
is.
Oh, see it too.
Universal, man. Thank you. I'm trying.
So it's 2022, at the heart of February, Black History Month and Valentine's Day if we're caring. In Ireland, Black History Month is October, for the 1% living there, and they're still not sober. Mars Land Rover might have seen signs of life, while scientists say seen signs sounds a lie. Fires at the Bank of France, but no expanse. Cyclone in Madagascar, they never stood a chance. Somalia's got the worst drought, no doubt, but Al-Shabaab continue to rain terror with the suicide bomb in Mogadishu. Grab a tissue for this next headline. 450 born wild deer died in Spain in one day. A commercial hunting sleigh. The Freedom Convoy is still fighting mandates in Ottawa. Globalized phenomena, so out of control. They're waving Confederate flags in these Tonka trucks. Taiwan hit the Richter at 5.2. Shout out to the youngest ski champ, Eileen Gu. Prince Charles tested positive. 18 people were rescued from an ice floe near a Lake Erie island. The U.S. seized 3.6 billion in stolen Bitcoin, the largest seizure ever, and no one heard about it. Shooting at a grocery store in Washington with 1 dead and 1 injured, and in the end, no one talked about it. Biden sent troops to help Americans flee Ukraine. Hopefully the Afghanistan outcome won't be the same. Hyundai and Kia recalled 500,000, telling owners to leave the car outside or catch flames. Snoop just bought Death Row and his music with it. Those packaged salads may have listeria in it. New York is going maskless if you own a private business, but still keep the mask on in certain public places.
Yay!
Ooh, that was painful though. What was
Yeah.
killed? I gotta go back to that.
Woot! Oh, sorry.
We're fucked, what? Did you say fucked?
No, he said about the wild boars and they killed the. What was that?
There was this commercial license, like hunting. In one day, there's like commercial license hunting, and even though it was, it's not exactly banned, but in Spain, in one day, 450, they found 450 boar and wild deer dead.
Well, wild boar, we've discussed this before. Wild boar are taking over the planet. There's big herds of them in Japan, and they're in Texas, right? C4, right? C4, right?
Well,
Is this where we
all
just
Spain.
become spirited away?
Nobody saw Spirit Away except us.
Apparently.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, 50 to 70 wild boar are going to come tearing through your yard when your children are playing, and that's why we need to have those AK-47s.
I thought we
I knew there was a
bigger
reason.
fires. Just make bigger fires. Sorry, I know we like boars.
Ugh. There's my Yaku from Spirited Away right over here. Aw.
Well, look at you. And mine came over too. They know it's
Aw,
showtime.
they
Our
know.
animals seem, I think our animals
know
seem
it's
to know it's
showtime.
showtime.
They really
Is there
do.
any? Did we talk about Bob Saget? How do we feel about that?
Oh man.
Did he hit his head and
It's
didn't
very
know it?
sad.
Yeah.
That's
Do we-
so it's horrible. I mean, you had no idea.
Does anybody know details like where he may have hit his head and like why he looked like he did this? And is it a conspiracy or did he really hit his head?
I think it's completely
I
plausible.
didn't see any
You might
details.
have been tripped. You
It
might have
sounds really very plausible. Why?
Oh no.
His whole
Crazy.
life,
Poor guy.
drugs, sex, and alcohol his whole life, and then he just dies by getting hit in the back of his head.
brain.
Well, it was a brain bleed. I mean,
Yeah.
if he's staying in like a strange hotel room every other night, you know, there's stuff that you don't know where it is. So it's like you're susceptible to like bending over and standing up in the wrong spot and like cracking your head on like a table or something that you're not used to.
What's up with all these celebrity hotel deaths? What's going on?
See? Strange.
Celebrities just like to die in hotels, you know.
Oh,
They
weird
like
place.
it. Yeah, they like that. I heard they like that.
Yeah.
Who was it? I think it was David. I think it was David Frost that died on a boat. It was going transatlantic or a cruise or something, and he died on a boat. Was it David
What's all
Frost?
these celebrity deaths on a boat too?
What?
What is it with writers' deaths right outside bars named Horse?
Wasn't Natalie
Yeah,
Wood
that's weird.
death on a boat?
What do you
Well,
do in a
that-
situation? What do you do in a situation like that? Just kind of like, close the door and put a sign saying, "Do not enter." Until we get to port. I don't quite know how that works.
Oh, what? On
Which-
board the ship, he dies.
Maybe
Yeah.
they take him to the walk-in.
Yeah.
No, they have.
No.
There's a medical thing on board the ship. There's a
Oh,
doctor.
they have like a ship morgue.
They don't have a morgue.
Well, you
But
can't put them
They
into
have
the.
big refrigerators.
God.
That's why I said take him to the walk-in.
They just
Oh, I thought you meant walk-in. Yes, they do take them to the walk-in if they have to.
they just tow them behind the big boat. They tow them. They put them in a little rowboat.
No, they really
all
don't.
rotate.
They
You
throw them
burial at sea.
overboard. That's what they do.
They
throw
didn't,
'em-
but they didn't. They wouldn't do that to a person. But I have seen it done to a horse, actually.
And then on the Viking cruises, they take a miniature cruise ship and they put you in that and they set it on fire and float you out.
Yay.
Aw.
That's why my brother keeps telling me he wants to eat. When I die, I want a Viking funeral. Nah,
Fire.
it can't happen. I like fire a real lot. Everyone who knows me knows I like fire. There's two kinds of people on the planet: those who like fire, those who don't. Just telling you. Kathryn,
Mixed.
you like fire. Admit it. What's
No, I have a mixed relationship with fire.
You like fire.
It's mixed.
You'd be
I mean,
sad
like-
without fire.
Okay, here's the thing. I literally played with fire and got burned. So I fucked around. I found out I have a very complicated relationship with fire.
Is that a
know.
metaphor or is that literal?
Yes. And now for something uplifting.
Oh shit! You wait till you get me like off guard. You just
Every
like,
week. Every week.
He's always off guard, right?
It's because I keep mixing the order of things up on you.
Well, that was a weird like juxtaposition, like, yeah, I love fire. Well,
Okay.
something happened to me when I was a kid. Anyway, animal is uplifting.
Yeah. This is uplifting animal news. Okay.
Terrible.
Are you ready? I'm just doing the titles. We're trying not to get into detail. If you need it, you're just gonna DM me, all right? Because you know my computer's gonna lock or something. So anyway, that's why I'm writing it. I'm now every week writing it. Okay. A
And
Missouri
for those of
woman-
you playing the drinking game, take a shot.
I was going for it.
A Missouri woman couldn't bear the thought of her old dog dying alone, so she turned her house into a canine hospice. Drink. Okay, that's not my computer. That's someone out there in computer land.
Has it started yet?
Anyway, she now has 80 dogs. She's taking care of them, and they're gonna die anyway, but they're not alone. Okay. A Maine cat missing for 7 years, found 1,400 miles away in Florida. So all the way from Flame. I don't know. It was a long trip from the top to the bottom. All right. So, and his name, and spoiler, the cat's name is Ashes, just so you know.
What? Wait. What happened? That sounds.
The cat went south for the winter.
7 years later, they found him in Florida with the chips are a God gift.
Right.
God given the chips.
Wow.
And on top of that, a Scottish cat went missing for 11 years and was reunited. The rescuers found him in a recycling yard. And that's not the title. I went into it. I'm sorry. Spoiler, his name is Fergus.
I like how that for you is the spoiler, their names.
That's what it's going to be.
Yankee.
Okay.
Spoiler, the dog's name is Yankee.
Oh, yeah, right? Well, that was his name. Anyway.
Spoiler, this cat's name is Ashes? Is that what you said?
Yeah, well, Ashes and Fergus. Fergus is the Scottish one that just showed up, and Ashes is from the one that went from Maine all the way to Florida.
And for those of you at home, you can take 2 shots.
It's Florida. What? Because I said Florida? Anyway, that's all I'm going to tell you because you're making fun of me. I could tell you about some monkeys that know how to use bugs for medicine and the crocodile.
Could you tell us?
How does the cat get from Maine to Florida? Jeez.
I think they assumed that someone thought it was a stray and took it there, but
Oh, okay.
I don't know. And then they threw it out. I don't know. They got away. I don't know. I don't want to say.
So did the cat have one set of owners in Maine and then it had a different set of owners in Florida?
Yeah. They
Wow.
found it in Florida by the chip.
Okay.
I wonder if that cat was trying to lead a double life or like left the family on purpose. And then he's like, oh no, not these assholes again.
They found me.
Got rid of you.
Living on
Meow!
my beach.
There's no income tax. Meow.
Living my best life. Meow.
Meow! I refuse to wear a mask. Meow!
Meow. I want to meet Florida man.
Meow! I hate vaccines. Meow! Stop taking me to the vet. Poor Maine cat.
It left for the weather, I'm telling you.
Probably.
Did I just hear a real cat? Whose cat? Someone's cat?
No, it's just
Wasn't mine.
It's just
They're very
magic.
quiet today.
Yeah.
Okay, the last story is the Indonesian crocodile was freed from a tire wrapped around him for 6 years.
Ooh.
All right, and just so you know, his name is, here we go, Buya Kalung Ba, which means crocodile with a tire necklace.
It's like girl with pearl earring.
Just so you know. It's Indonesia. That's me speaking Indonesian.
Beautiful, and I'm sure it's 100% accurate.
Have a nice day.
Why, thank you. That's everything? We sent you so many things all week, and you're like, this is all I want to talk about.
I knew there's other stuff, but I gave up.
That's the spirit.
I told you that the monkeys, the chimpanzees, were seen using first aid. They were putting bugs on people. I think like they do with maggots, so don't get all grossed out. But they were putting bugs on their other.
Don't get grossed out. It's just maggots. They're just mushing maggot goo into their wounds. Don't make it weird.
So if you know anything about that, maggots are good for an infection. They'll eat the infection and leave the bit, and they'll leave the good tissue. So they're not gross. They're like the possums of the bug world that everybody fucks with them. You know,
Possums do not agree with these statements.
And you speak for possums worldwide.
Well, possums are always the
Maggots
same.
eat corpses?
Wait, possums always get a bad rap, but they eat all the ticks. So you should keep them.
They eat all the ticks.
That's why you keep them, even if they're ugly. It's not their fault they were born ugly. Okay.
They're cute.
Good. I like that.
Oh, Roberto, that's so cute.
Oh, that's cute.
That's Christina's pet, but
Yeah, that's my dog.
the Zelda's actually here. Zelda's just hidden in the background.
That's why it looks like you're like messing with May's ear, but you're actually petting
I'm actually petting Zelda.
Yeah.
But she's black, so you can't see her.
You can't.
No,
I love optical
she's behind the
illusions.
screen.
It's
or
so
whatever.
cute.
I gotta zoom in. I gotta zoom in.
Like you draw green?
Oh,
There she is.
Oh, she's
Oh,
cute.
come on, Zelda.
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 Zelda,
Zelda.
like
So
me.
beautiful.
For
She's
those of
out.
you playing the Zelda drinking game,
Yeah,
drink.
those screens freak me out. They do.
And why?
I don't know, because people move on them. I mean, it's then you see the little movements, the little pixels doing their thing. You get like Christina's when she had the pigtails. That was actually okay. It's like half the hair was in, half the hair was out. I don't know. It's too weird.
That's a little freaky.
And
Like
now
Zelda
it's
May
time-
is also part blue healer.
Wow, this is freaky right here.
That looks like too freaky. Stop that. Stop that. No, really,
Hi,
stop
everybody.
that. I can't watch. Stop.
You look like the pirate character from Family Guy. And now for Untitled Tales, where we all talk shit about our pets and, telling them for whatever they did this week.
Oh.
So why when dogs scratch, they always look like they're having a wonderful time? It's like they've got big smiles on their face. It's like
Because they
Love
are.
it.
Yeah, they are. To them, it's a wonderful thing to scratch.
Seriously, when you're scratching yourself, doesn't feel good. It feels good.
until you stop.
I don't get
No.
those dogs that growl at their own back foot. I don't understand why they think it's another person.
Oh, that I think is so funny.
I think
Right,
it's-
right.
Another thing, it's rare, but dogs chasing their own tails.
I've seen it. It's not so rare.
Wow.
Seen it.
Scared of their own farts. That's my favorite.
What about a
I
cat
like
chasing a
that.
tail?
They do it so we don't blame them. They'll be like, who was that? That wasn't me.
They're like, what is that?
Who was that?
Must have been an intruder.
Meh.
Oh, look at Mr. Cute.
How is Dr. Cute?
Yeah,
He
he's
just
now
knows he's cute.
because he
Yeah,
makes
he got a
people
degree.
feel good.
Oh.
got a
I see
degree
his
in
tooth.
cute.
Oh, all 2 teeth. I see
That's-
2 of 4.
4, so he's got 4.
Yeah, I can see the 2 of the 4.
Yeah, it's all right. He don't know any better. He's still trying to bite you, right?
Poor baby.
Look at the smile.
Oh,
He's,
Oh, it's
he's
possible. Look at him.
got-
He needs to go to the beauty parlor again.
Yeah, it's been too cold. I didn't want to get him cut so it got warmer.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So
They
soon.
need that. Yep. Yeah, the cats are cute. All week they just sit in my room downstairs when the heater is on or something, and the 3 of them are just sitting there in that, in the heat. They don't even like, well, one doesn't like the other 2 because she's an absolute biatch, but they sleep well together.
Oh, she is not.
No, she really is.
Mitzi come.
Oh, I love Mitzi.
Mitzi.
Oh no, Don, tell us about your cats before you go, unless you can't.
Okay, real quick. What do you want to know about my cat? There's so many things I can tell you.
how many books has she written?
Exactly. No, the greatest thing about Forger is that he is like so quiet, so docile, and then like for no reason whatsoever they get spooked, right? And they like jump up and they run around the room, they like, run through different rooms, they jump up and then they jump up next to you and they look at you like, what are you looking at?
That's a
Don,
good
is it possible that your house is haunted?
It is possible.
Conspiracy.
That's
I don't know.
possible
Animals
too.
have a thing.
Yeah.
Animals have a thing.
I think my vet said that basically they're hunters, and that's the way they kind of keep their hunter instinct going. But I keep kind of going. So listen,
By hunting
you haven't
ghosts?
left this room in 12 years. Nothing has changed in this room. Nothing.
Well, they
With that I
sense something. Okay.
They sense. Yes, they sense. Thank you guys.
Don.
Bye, Don.
Bye-bye.
Check out Don Mondays at Shillelagh. Okay, and back to us. I got some things I gotta show y'all. My dog's been real bad. Trixie's been real fucking bad lately. I know you know there was a period of time where she couldn't be bad because her mouth hurt, so literally everything hurt, so she couldn't do anything.
Oh, the blessings.
But she's making up for lost time.
Of course.
Okay.
Poor Trixie.
So before I get into a bigger story, I just want to show you what I discovered today.
What was it?
Well, I don't know if you can tell, but this is what it looked like. This is what it looks like now.
Pretty creative.
And
How?
She's so talented.
it's
You know,
very
what-
simple.
what-
She does
what
the
a
one
dexterous
piece
dog.
down here. She
Yeah.
does the paw. She holds with the other, and she goes.
I mean, I think she put her little snoot in it, then sucked on it and pushed it with her paws, and then inside outed it to lick all the dust.
There you go.
Like
She's
a
smart.
little coke addict. I think she was a little coke fiend in her former life because I've seen people do that with a bag where they're like,
Mm-hmm.
saying.
Probably.
So that's
Well,
what
it
my
used to
dog.
be cute. I remember when the cat used to knock things down for the dog to eat. Remember at Nietzsche's? The cat would knock the stuff down. Frank would always say that. Like there'd be cookies or something, so the cat would knock it down and Trixie would get it.
Okay, there's something weird about that. Like I know that cats naturally like to knock things down, but I also think that
Yeah.
cats have a situation like something worked out with the dogs. Because like I think the cat knows that they want the dumplings. They're like, all right, I'll leave the dumpling hut open for you. And then I think they know that they want like the whatever's from top. So they're like, all right, listen, I got a natural inclination to knock things down, and you got a natural inclination to eat things. I'm gonna knock it down. You're gonna eat it. No one saw nothing. See?
That could work. That could work. But Trixie and Misha got it
That's the
down.
real conspiracy.
Well,
seen
Tony-
parrots do-
Because
seen
Tony will
parrots
throw
do
up
it.
on Trixie, and Trixie will be like, yes, give me the good stuff.
Oh.
It's disgusting. I don't even know what goes on when I'm not home with those two. It's like a
Gross.
fucking Roman vomitorium.
Yeah.
And now for what my little girl has pulled. So the other night, it was so she's in some things. She's in some shit. Like the times are changing. Not like, you know, the times are changing, like, you know, we're advancing as humans, but like that too. But I mean, like the actual time is shifting. And she knows dog light savings before anyone else. So somehow, normally you feed a dog twice, but my dog has somehow invented a second breakfast. And then after she invented second breakfast, aggressively, I might add, she has invented a lunch and dinner. So my dog gets 4 meals a day and a cracker snack at night. But now there's a cracker snack at 5. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this cracker snack at 5 is, but it is happening, or there's going to be problems. There's going to be problems soon. She's going to come in. She's going to yell because it is 6 minutes to give me fucking food already. Okay. Now, here's some shit she pulled. It was 6 o'clock, and she was like, I've decided it's 7. Did you hear her?
I hear the toesies.
She just did the okay. She's like, hi, I know it's 6, but I've decided it's 7. I don't have a watch, so you can't contest it. And I'm like, that's not how this works. She's like, oh, really? And I'm like, no. She's like, I'm like, no, it's 6 o'clock. You're being random. It's just you're just being I fed you at 5. Like, what is this? Just every time you're just gonna be like, feed me now? Like, do you think I don't know? Yeah, I think she thinks I don't know. She's like, you're out of it. You don't know what time it is.
She doesn't care if you know.
Yeah. So here's how she protested. She decided to take the half hour that she had, which is times 7 in dog minutes, and she found a ball of resin and ate it.
How long was she quiet after that?
Oh,
See, you had to
so
talk about it. You had to talk about it. Mr. Cute heard, and now he's going to use the same tactics. Just saying.
the woo woo. Yeah, it worked.
Oh, please.
So she eats the resin. I call Blue Pearl. I realized hours later because at this, did you hear that? She's like, don't tell them about me. This is my secret. I didn't know what it was. I just knew that she was eating something. And then I was like, oh, what are you doing? And she's like, nothing. And I'm like, no, you're doing something. She's like, nope. And I'm like, get over here. And she's like, muffin in my mouth. And it's like, open your mouth. You can't touch my mouth. You'll hurt my teeth. No, open your mouth. No, you're going to hurt my teeth. You better stay away from my mouth. There's something in your mouth. No, there's nothing in my mouth, but there's something in your mouth. No, nothing. So then finally, she won't let me touch her mouth. She's like, it's swollen. It's just swollen from the surgery you forced me to get. So like, she's acting like this. I can't get in there. And then she continues to eat whatever the fuck it is. I don't know what it is until hours later when I come in and she's doing this. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. There are days when I wish I could do that.
I know. It's so unfair. It's so unfair. Imagine resin getting any of us that high. Anyway.
Please.
So now I'm freaked out because I'm like, oh no, but this has happened before and it's not as bad as it's been. And like, I'm like kind of getting contact high from her high. Anyway, I called Blue Pearl or I called people, whatever, the know, and they're like, yeah, it's resin from a pipe. They're like, you got to call poison control. I'm like, no, not that kind of pipe. And they're like, yeah, you got to poison control. No, look, every time, not that this happens a lot, but every time my dog is eating marijuana, I've called you guys and you had answers for me over the phone. Okay, so can you just look at your little magic 8-ball and tell me if I have to come in this time? She's like, oh, okay, marijuana, I see, marijuana poisoning. So has she thrown up? No. Has she this, that, the other, this, whatever. And they're like, okay, if she throws up, bring her in. Otherwise, she's just really high. Let her ride it out in a dark room. She just doesn't know what's going on right now.
Exactly.
Traffic on a stereo.
Ah, the good old days.
Yeah. So I've got to make the room dark. I'm afraid of the dark, but my baby needs dark because like she's freaking out. Like if you go to pet her, she's like, like, what are you doing? She's freaking out. Poor thing, her like legs are all weird. And I'm like, you poor girl. She can't eat, she can't pee, she can't drink. She's just like, so I put her there, whatever. Then the next morning it's 7 a.m. and she's not awake. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like, Trixie, are you okay? She says nothing. I'm like, Trixie. She says nothing. She doesn't move. She doesn't breathe. I'm like, Trixie. And then she's nothing. And I shake her and she's cold and she's not moving. And I'm like, Trixie. And she's cold again. And I shake her again. And I'm like, Trixie. And then she looks at me like, bitch, I am fucking hungover. Let me sleep. I was like, okay, sorry. I just making sure. And then her feet were all like messed up. And I just read something about like, if their feet do this, it means bad things. But she's fine. She just was really, really high.
Really high.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Cutler used to sleep with her feet back.
Looking for the resin again?
she might. I mean, it smells like caca. I know because my cat will come, smell it, do this, that face, and then she'll start clawing at my bedding and ruin the bedding to be like, that smells like shit and you should
cover it up.
Yeah. You should be
ashamed
of
Joey,
yourself.
as you know, Joey is a dog, so he begs for food all the time. So whenever you're doing something, he always begs for food, with the big meows and whatever. Whenever I want him to stop, I just kind of put my pipe next to him or something so he can smell it, like a roach or whatever it is. I put and he smells it. Then he goes away. Chandler, however, does this.
Adorable babes.
Yes.
Any more animal stories?
They are. Look at them. Look at those boys.
Oh.
Yeah. They're my good babies.
And now for this next thing we like doing. Can I get a word?
Huh?
Any word to get started.
Scarf.
Scarf?
Yep.
Or
Roberto.
scarf.
I wear one.
Scarf makes me think of Dan Posmanter's scarf dance. I don't know the details, but I do know that there is a scarf dance that I missed, and it will go down forever in 27 Club infamy. But I don't know. Dan is a goose dancer. If anybody wants to listen to that episode of the Dunn Son.
Scarf reminds me of scarfing down really good Mexican food.
Okay.
For some reason, that reminded me of the time I ate a lot of wasabi at a really cool restaurant that had those in the floor seats, like you sit in the floor and you can't wear shoes, I think. It was amazing. It was in Queens. And then when I went home, I don't know what it was, but I just threw up a fucking bog. It like was like a bog. And then I can't have wasabi now.
Okay, just back up a second. What do you mean in the floor?
Like, I don't know. It was you would go, it was like a sunken living room almost, but like every table was a sunken living room, like its own sunken living room.
So you couldn't adjust the size of the tables, but it was an interesting idea.
Yeah, there's no adjusting because it's all, I think, built like whatever it is. It's like you go down into this pit of a table, kind of, but like a really cool. It's yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody know what I'm talking about with these like seats that you sit, you like, you walk up a thing and then you're like into, it's almost like an amphitheater of a table.
I mean, I've seen
but much smaller.
conversation pits.
I know what you mean,
Not
but
in
I've
a
never been to a
restaurant.
restaurant.
Conversation pits?
Yeah, that's what they were called, right?
Like in the Beatles movies or Beach Blanket Bingo or those 60s and 70s shows. You know. No?
Yeah, I saw one of those in Mad Men, right? Wasn't that in one of his condos?
Oh, a sunken living room? Or the
Oh, definitely sunken living rooms were very popular back then.
Yeah.
Very
Bapu
popular.
had one in or Evie had one in like South Street Seaport.
No,
Isn't
no,
that one?
Papu had one.
Yeah, in South Street Seaport around there. I
No,
don't know.
no, he had one in Orlando.
Ah.
His living room was literally sunken. But
Oh, that
not
extra
so
room.
much.
It was like you come
The
in
extra-
the door and it
You
was that
come
other room
in, it
that
was
nobody
sunken
sat in
living
'cause it
room,
was
and then
sunken.
you went into like
Got it.
the real living room, whatever,
Yes.
the family.
Okay.
Because in Florida, they have extra living rooms. They're called living rooms, but nobody really sits in them. They're really the entryway. The floor. You know.
That reminds me. Now it's time for Ask Mom. Oh, wait, weren't you making food?
Well, I was, but it's really too late now to see the outcome, but I can certainly do it if you want.
Aw. Well, I don't know. What is it?
I do it. It's my favorite dish in the world. It's leeks.
Okay.
I like leeks.
Nice.
Do you like leeks?
What'd you do with the leeks?
I show you. Let me do it then. Hold on. But now I'm going to have the problem with the damn camera because I need to use this one.
Uh-oh.
So turn the video
Yes. Yes. Okay. So video on this one, video off that one.
You can leave
notes.
All this technology is too much for me. Okay, there I go.
Clean technology, drink. Sorry.
Exactly. That I got. That I know how to do. All righty. So how to do this? I don't know how to do this.
Hey.
I'll get there eventually. I can't use these damn gadgets. It's kind of crooked. Is that okay?
I love it.
Anyway, here's the thing. These are leeks. They're basically in the onion family. You just got to clean them. And they're really, really clean them because they get dirt inside. And that's like not good. What's this? Oh, okay.
You're spotlighted.
I got audio, right? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. But it's audio from the other device.
Oh, wait, the other one's got problems.
Drink, everybody, drink. It's time.
Oh, God. All right.
This is chaos.
I can see everything. It's like MTV Cribs in there now.
Yeah, there you go. So
This
that's
is where the magic happens.
So here's my kitchen. I can't use this damn thing.
This is the best.
Sounds like Blair Witch.
There we go.
Oh my goodness, Blair Witch Cooking
It won't
Project.
stay. It really won't stay.
You're making the camera agree with you, going up and down.
Stop making fun of me.
And that was asking.
He said, fun of me, fun of me, fun of me.
All right.
Fun of me.
Yes, all better?
I'm trying.
Okay.
At the end of a good song.
Let me get rid of this thing. All right, this thing is muted. I don't understand the gimbal thing. All right, so the gimbal thing is muted, but it's a pain in my ass. Let me move it here.
Just and we are live.
That's cooking
Oh,
show.
well,
Yeah.
what you want from me? All righty, so olive oil, real olive oil, Greek olive oil, best one in the world.
From Greek. Okay.
Because here we use olive oil for everything. I found out recently that if you put olive oil, even in if you're bleaching your hair or you're putting color in your hair, if you put olive oil, it makes the color last longer.
Whoa.
See, who knew that? But anyway, so olive oil. Before you put the olive oil in, you put in these pine nuts.
Okay.
Why do you put in pine nuts?
Why do you put
Because
in
you
pine
can.
It's like philosophical.
What's that?
You put in pine nuts because you can. It's like it's philosophical.
Did you already heat up the pot or no?
The pot's heating as we speak.
Okay.
So I've got something here with a measuring thing, but the pot is heating. Basically, you're just going to put the olive oil. Let it get a bit hot. You got to put a lot of olive oil on this. This is a vegan dish, but it uses a lot of oil. It's called ladera, which means oil dishes. We have a lot of those here in Greece, where you basically have beans and greens and you put a lot of olive oil. Keeps you very healthy.
Ladera.
Ladera, bravo, Roberto. You got that so good. Ladera, which means oil foods. Okay, so that's pretty much heating.
Wait, can you go a little bit closer?
Yeah. Why are you doing that? Why are you making fun of me? You making fun of me? You know, this is very tired for me. I'm tired.
Careful, don't touch it.
What touch? I don't feel anything.
I know. Like,
you know, I don't feel anything on my hands.
I know, but I'm
don't
scared.
touch.
I feel like my mouth is at the edge of the pot.
I don't like touching food, so that's the only reason I won't touch it. But I don't mind touching.
But you'll
things.
touch the hot pan.
Like, that's right.
Without a
that's
mitt.
right. That's right.
What's on the left?
These very cleaned leeks are going in here. Hear that sound? Yeah. Love that sound.
What do you have on the left over there?
What do you mean on the left? Those are raisins. You're going to see that in a minute.
Oh, wow.
Don't ruin the surprise. Spoilers. The name of that is raisins. Spoiler.
That's raisins.
The name was raisin. What?
What?
Nothing else.
This is the easiest thing in the world to make because it's really you're just making rice with leeks, but it's so tasty.
Lucy's leeks.
I love this. My favorite dish. And then
Lucy
you put
leeks.
rice. Wait.
No seasoning or anything?
Wait till you see the rice. Wait. Half a cup of rice.
Oh, you just hit it with my head.
This thing measures. Okay? But look what the rice is.
Oh, okay.
Rizi.
Glacé. For soups. Easiest dish. A little bit of salt.
Is medium grain best, or does it not really matter that much?
What's that?
I noticed it's medium grain rice. Is that like the best kind for it?
Yeah, in the States it's Carolina.
Okay.
Because Carolina is good for like soups and things.
Is this a side dish or is this the main dish?
You can have this as a main or a side. I actually eat it as a main, and I'm putting white pepper so it doesn't show.
White pepper's a thing.
Yeah.
Pepper's a thing. You got to put pepper, but if you're putting it in rice, or if you're putting it in something that's white, it's best if you put white pepper. But remember, it's more peppery. And that's pretty much it. You stick these in, and then you put enough water to make it good and covered.
So you don't cook the raisins, you just put them in like at the
I just
very
put them
end.
in because it's gonna cook now. So you put the
Okay.
water until it covers everything and it goes a little high. And then a little bit more oil because it's gonna need it.
And you just leave it simmering?
And just leave it alone. And that's it.
Feel the steam
That's
hitting my face.
How does it smell, Roberto?
Smells good here.
It's amazing.
Okay, so that's Leeks. And you'll see in a moment when they do other things, but for now we're good. I'm turning the camera around and you get me, yay.
No perfume, but I think that's mom.
Thank you.
That is my favorite dish in the world.
Nice.
My grandmother used to make it for me. It was, I used to go out a lot. And when I came home, there were two things I always wanted to have, the leeks and a spinach dish that I liked.
Like
Hortas or like a spinach dish?
Horta.
I thought horta was dandelion.
Horta is dandelion greens. As I tell my client, my guests that come here, I say, we eat horta. That's what like it literally means grass. And it's the grass you eat, not the grass you smoke. But it does, it means grass, like horticulture.
Now the smoke is the one we can also eat. Just saying. Right? Nothing.
Yeah, you can eat it. Elaine loves edibles, is what she's saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying the grass that we want to use to smoke, we can now eat. So it ruins that logic, right?
Good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's all part of that Mediterranean diet that keeps people really healthy.
Oh, speaking of Greek food.
Yes.
Lana was telling me about lemon soup.
Yes.
It's like 3 things she said.
Egg lemon soup.
Yeah,
Yes.
egg lemon and is it egg lemon and something else? Oil?
No, it's a chicken soup basically. And what you do is you put egg and lemon afterwards, like and make a sauce with it. Like you take an egg.
She said it was 3 things. Just 3 things. Maybe it's not the same soup.
Lemon juice?
It's the same soup.
Lemon?
It's you put it in many things. The avrolemono. Avrolemono literally means egg and lemon.
Yeah. So she said it was like a.
So this egg and lemon. Hold on. So this egg and lemon, you put in different things. Like one of my favorite dishes is cabbage with egg and lemon. It's delicious. So you're just taking egg yolks for the most part, or sometimes people use the egg whites. You mix some lemon in it, then you put the heat of the soup in it, so you temper it, and then you stick it in the soup, and it makes it really tasty.
Sounds good.
You can do it with just plain, you don't. It could be vegan if you wanted to. You just do like a vegetable broth. Well, you can't be vegan because you got eggs.
Well, they have fake eggs, don't they? They got fake everything now. I think they got fake eggs.
Now, you know how I feel about fake food. It's disgusting.
People are vegans, like vegans that eat eggs. They call themselves vegans with 2 G's.
Vegans.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of things that aren't vegan, how do we feel about a fish-eating vegan and in a position of
a pescatarian?
He's a pescatarian.
Yeah, he's a pescatarian, but he's going around calling himself vegan and ordering fish and saying kids should go to school.
So they're not vegan? No?
There's no such thing as a vegan pescatarian.
No, he's a pescatarian who is otherwise vegan, I guess.
I mean, maybe he doesn't have, because it's like a lot of things. It's like eggs, honey, like all things that are like leather. Vegan is more of a lifestyle than just a nutrition.
Yeah, but I would say he's probably like a pescatarian that makes vegan choices, like mostly vegan choices.
Probably.
Or a liar.
But I mean, I think it's probably better than like a guy that eats $50 cheeseburgers every day, like a certain ex-president.
And this is make me vegan. Does anybody have anything? I mean, I guess I just said it. He's not vegan.
Yeah, he's not vegan.
Did make a really good eggplant rollatini, but without the cheese, I think it would still be a really good vegan dish.
No, it really needs
there's a lot of I know mom won't like it, but there's a lot of good vegan cheese out there. Make it like a mean eggplant rollatini with vegan cheese and just dice.
And you can't taste the difference?
Now, if you,
How does it melt?
it really depends what it is, but it depends on the brand. But you bake at a certain temperature after a certain time, it's a wrap. You gotta try
Which
it.
one?
It's really good.
Which brand is your
willing to
favorite?
try that.
What do we have? What's it called? Okay, there she is.
There's also some vegan cheeses that are basically just seasoned, like pureed cashews. So you might like that.
I think I cooked it all.
I cook a lot with cheese. So I don't even like the low fat cheese because the low fat cheese you can't cook with. It becomes clumpy.
Honestly, it was so filling. Also diced up like mushrooms, little pieces of broccoli, squash, also pieces of eggplant, peppers, onions.
That's all great.
Sauteed it, and I sort of like placed it with the rollatini all together. It was awesome.
That's great. That's one of my favorite dishes. I love eggplant rollatini.
Yeah, it was really good.
I love eggplant.
Also,
we use a lot. We have a lot of eggplant dishes here in Greece.
Some people don't fry it, but I actually fried it a little bit, so it was really good.
You know, you kind of here the eggplant is sweet, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
But I know in the States you really do have to debitter the eggplant.
I know the eggplants in Greece are a little different than the US.
They're different. They're really different. They're smaller. They're different, or even if they're bigger, but they're sweeter. So you don't have to do that so much. But
Right.
you can really just put them in the oven if you wanted to do that, or do nothing.
Yeah.
Would it make any
My old
difference?
Italian restaurant had an entire poster of like 50 different eggplants out there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, we only see like one in America. It sucks. There's like one or two.
Oh, no.
That's it.
We have so many different kinds. We even have the white ones and the striped ones.
Yeah.
Ooh, those are
We
pretty.
have a lot of those. Yeah, they're also I mean
They
they're
have different
good.
tastes too. I mean, a lot of them have the same texture, but
They
they're all
do.
different tastes.
But you know how you pick an eggplant? You want to hear a trick?
Mm-hmm.
There are males and there are females
Oh yeah.
in eggplants. When you look at the bottom, if it's an innie, it's a female. If it's an outie, it's a male.
That makes sense.
And what it means is if it's a female, there's lots of seeds.
Oh, you want the males?
You want the males.
Wow. I usually don't because those eggplants try to airdrop me pics of their dick at the farmer's market. But I'll start looking
That's
into
a few
them.
seeds. That's a few seeds.
It's just the seeds, dear. Just the seeds.
Just a few
Seeds.
Aw, that's a heartwarming story about when I was a kid and I walked in with a
Yes.
bag of marijuana seeds.
Yeah.
Very
She must have been
happy.
3. She must have been 3. Could have been 4. I don't know. And she found a bag of seeds and she comes and she goes, seeds.
Did she claim they were a
Trained
scam?
early. Trained early.
I got them up in Ogre, and if I can't get to Giant Town, these seeds are a scam, Mom. I'm telling you. International seed scam, and I'm gonna uncover it. And now it's time for Settle This Petty Shit, where we bring up a completely anonymous random couple's gripes to have you settle their petty shit. Again.
Oh, I have some vegetarian news.
Oh, let's hear it.
Pizza Hut added Beyond Meat sausage to their Canadian menus permanently. And PepsiCo and Beyond Meat have unified for vegan jerky.
Oh,
And
please.
KFC unveiled Beyond Fried Chicken nationwide. So there are some vegan options when you go to restaurants.
Thank you. I want to try this. I keep saying I have to try this KFC thing.
Excuse me. Why do you go to KFC for anything?
I don't.
Oh, I'm just saying.
Why?
Judgment Day.
Why is it politically wrong?
No,
Or
it's
'cause it's gross?
it's thank you. One time when Neitz and I were driving from Florida up to New York, we had to stop somewhere and we're in, I don't know what state we're in and nothing is open. So the only thing that's open is this KFC. So we go in and the two of us are looking at the menu like, oh, what do we order? Because we have never seen the inside. We don't know from this.
And a bucket of fried chicken to you is
Yeah, we didn't
unhealthy
order that.
somehow?
Biscuits,
No,
mac and
well,
cheese.
we didn't order that, but just so
I
you
like
know, just so you
KFC.
know.
I
Just so
like
you know.
KFC.
Okay, just so you know how crazy I am, I don't like chicken skin. I literally peel the skin off of it.
Ever eat chicken skin?
Why would you
I
get
don't
fried
like. I don't
chicken
eat
to do
any
that?
chicken
Anybody-
skins. No chicken
Anybody
skin.
at KFC would gladly relieve you of your skin.
Yes, I know that.
That now sounds like everybody who eats at KFC is Buffalo Bill.
I so know that.
Like this is how sound bites get taken out of context, Christina.
I
Oh,
so
Christina
know
says
that.
KFC people are Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I so know that. Because people look at like you're not eating that part. It's like that is so nasty, and they go for that.
That's like that girl in middle school that would take the cheese off her pizza. It's like you're looking for a fight, lady.
Or like the kid that would lick all the donuts.
Oh,
you're still traumatized by that kid.
I am still traumatized by that kid.
Oh,
I'm still traumatized by Cheese Girl. Yes.
If you gotta eat the cheese, I understand, but don't be licking my donuts. That's all I say.
Oh.
I know a guy who knows I'm a germaphobe, and just to ruin my life, he decided to lick the pretzels at a comedy show in the dark and put them back in the bowl.
Oh,
gross.
That's just an act of violence.
Yeah,
it is.
I should file a police report. What's the statute
Wait.
of limitations on that?
Were you already kissing?
Because this is a little bit older than this seed scam.
Yes. Yes.
And that was settle this petty shit. And the answer is my cat's small. And now it's time
So
small. I got a tape measure. There was small, and then there was not small, and she was small. And now for C4. Mind-blowing conspiracy theories.
Tell us something. I'm checking the leaks.
Ooh, I need a leak update.
It's a conspiracy.
The conspiracy is that I don't think I've ever actually eaten a leek, and now I feel like I've been deprived.
Oh, they're delicious. You never had potato leek soup?
No.
She's right. They're in the onion family too.
Potato leeks is so good. Potato leek soup is delicious. It's actually sweet. Leeks are sweet onions.
Okay.
Good.
Like Vidalia. Vidalia is a sweet onion.
That it is. That it is. I gotta put some lemon in it.
Oh, the only onion you know. Dad's favorite.
I like
Vidalia.
the cooking show where she just tells you what she's putting in it. You don't have to see this. I'm gonna put lemon in it. You don't need to know.
I'm gonna put lemon. I'm gonna cut the lemon. I show it to you. I throw it in. You'll see.
Okay, so there have been a few things going on, and I haven't really read that many details about any of them. So I'm gonna ask Kathryn about stuff that she sent to me. So Kathryn, tell me, why did you think Bob Saget didn't really die of a brain bleed? Like, who do you think had it out for Bob Saget? Like, what do you think? Like, what's the? Because you're not the first person who said that to me either, actually. And I just didn't have time to like dig into those comments. So you tell me why? Why with Bob Saget?
I don't want to disrespect anybody, and I don't know any conspiracies. But John Stamos, I'm looking at you. Yeah.
That's not even nice.
No. I don't think he would actually do that because he loves Bob Saget.
The Olsen twins.
The Olsen octuplets.
Okay, that's possible because there's like 7 of
they
them.
need to do that.
There's a lot of
Were they in it for the money?
Clearly. But I don't know. Illuminati, his wife, is there life insurance? I have no idea. I don't know who would want to kill Bob Saget or why. I just know that it's very odd that his head, like that he died of blunt force trauma, right? Or trauma to the head. And then he was found in this position. Right? Yeah, but he was found in this position. So it's like, if I were assigned to kill a comedian in a hotel and make it look like a heart attack, unless he like somehow rolled over after hitting his head, he hit his head, like how and where? I don't know.
Well, they don't know where because it happened before and then it was a slow bleed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Scary.
Like how long? I've read nothing, no details.
There was one. He could have been getting out of his car and hit his head on the top of the thing. He could have hit his head in the shower. He could have bent over and went up this way on a cabinet. Anything, something so subtle that he would have never paid attention to it. Because why would you? Oh, I got a bump on my head. No, you don't. You got a freaking brain bleed, but you wouldn't know it.
Could have been the government.
Or that.
They want us to read the article, so we don't read the article about anything happening overseas.
Yeah,
what was
well,
going
y'all
on in
don't
the
do that
news?
anyway. So without, Roberta,
What if-
you read what goes on overseas.
Diversion,
But I assure
diversion?
you that for the most part, Americans do not know what's going on overseas.
Not at all.
No.
Or if a
Clueless.
bill passes the same day, then no one's around. Like,
Yeah, but I truly, even I'm not buying the Bob Saget conspiracy thing. I mean, give me a break.
I don't know if
It's
he hit,
not possible
he hit
to have
himself
an
in the back of the
accident.
head, and
But
nobody was
it's
there
so
to see it.
easy. Think about it. I've bumped my head on a cabinet door.
Yeah, but did
Or
you
like you go
pass
to
out?
It's just-
unplug your
it's
charger from
hitting
the
it.
wall and you hit your head on the table
Yeah.
trying to stand up. Like
Yeah.
it's easy to hit your head and not think about it.
Yeah, and especially if it doesn't hurt you got a little bump or something, you're like, oh, big deal, I got a bump, it's fine.
You're
do
like
what it
getting
is.
into the car and you like crack yourself.
But he
Look
died.
at Natasha
It wasn't-
Richardson.
He didn't faint. He didn't get a coma. He died.
Didn't she hit a tree skiing?
No, she fell and hit her head.
Oh.
The one that hit the tree was a Kennedy brother.
Sonny.
Was a Kennedy nephew, right? Sonny also hit a skiing accident, but the Kennedy boy, Michael Kennedy, I believe, literally hit a tree.
They were going at how fast were they going?
In Denver, I think. Sonny,
They weren't like in a hotel room like, and then drop dead.
No,
See,
but
that's the
but
thing.
they
Yeah,
had,
but that
they
was
had
different though.
accidents-
They had like immediate accidents. What happened
Right.
to this is a brain bleed. It's not the same thing as like you faint. It's slow. It happens
It
slow.
could
It's
have
like
happened 4
internal
days
bleeding,
before.
which can
No
kill
one
you
knows.
like anywhere in your body, but this was in the brain.
So any one of us right now could have our brain bleeding, and we won't even know until like way later.
I mean, if you cracked your head
Technically,
hard
yes.
enough,
I
yeah.
hit my head all the time. I always hit my
Okay,
head.
well, if you have a lump, check underneath your eyes, and if you see funny color, then you got to go to the hospital.
So we all
If
gotta
one of
wear.
your pupils is ever way bigger than the other one, you might have.
Yeah,
a
I'm not sure
concussion.
what it is, but I know whenever you used to hit your head when you were little, when I was little anyway, they used to do this to your eye to see something under there. What they wanted to see, what color they were looking for, whether it was white, yellow, black, or something, I don't know. But they had to do this thing to you.
Scary stuff.
It is, because those are those things that kill you that are like nothing. That are nothing. You fall down, you hit your head, you do whatever, you get up, you think you're fine, and 3 days later you're dead.
That's so
And he
insane.
could have had his hand like this because at that moment he's realizing, holy crap, what's happening? Who knows?
How often does that happen to people?
C4. Sorry.
What's that?
How often does that happen to people? It happens all the time to people, like all the time.
Well, I don't know. Those are those rare accidents. That kind of stuff. People die in their house from the gas leaks. I mean, there are weird things that happen that are sometimes, I mean, the thing with the head, that's that's not unusual.
It's like dry drowning. Same strangeness.
Yes. I mean, it's so possible. Or choking on a piece of food. Tonight, I almost
Thank
choked
you,
on a piece of
Christine,
food.
for a very macabre
Wait a
conspiracy.
minute.
Okay,
Weird.
Robert. The other one is that Kathryn sent me was an update on a case which I had heard about. So in this case, it was a young, a teenager in high school. They found him rolled up in these wrestling mats in the gym, dead. And they were like, oh, he must have gone up to the top of the bleachers and jumped in there and then suffocated. Terrible accident, or, maybe he did it on purpose because, whatever. And then the family got them to reopen the case. And I think a podcast covered it. And that also helped because there was a lot of like social media stuff. And then I heard that there was an update, and I think it was a bad update, but I did not read the thing. Kathryn, you sent me that.
Wow.
Didn't you?
Was that? It sounds like bullying, and he was killed from a
Yes.
I was gonna say bullying.
Well, there was
That's
a
what it sounds
racial
like.
element because he was like the only black kid.
Oh, come on.
He was
Oh.
rolled in a rug, and they're acting like him rolled in a rug inside of rugs
Mats.
was an accident. Right.
Inside of a
mats.
mat.
This is
By
recent?
accident.
Mats.
This is recent.
It
Can't
happened a long
listen to
time
this
ago,
crap.
but
Years ago.
recently
listen to
they
this
opened
stuff.
it and found that it was ruled again somehow. An accident.
Yeah. This is the only thing that they can come up with, is that he went to the top of the bleachers and then dove straight into the rolled up mats,
which then
sounds
somehow
ridiculous.
rolled in the inside.
Well,
No,
it was already rolled, and there was a perfect human-sized shape that he was able to dive into. But then it was even though it was perfectly big enough for him to get in there, it was too small for him to breathe in there. Like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense. And they've said it twice. So
Where was this?
I don't remember.
I did not want to ask that question,
Because you
but
didn't
it's a
want to
good
know.
question. Because I didn't want to know.
Well,
Because this is so distressing for me.
Some
I
places
know
might
the
be a
places.
little obvious than other places.
Yeah, like I know
Well,
where it wasn't. It was not New York. That is not New York.
You know what? I'm assuming the same. I'm assuming the same.
Like I'm feeling this feels like the South or like one of those.
Well,
little-
okay, but you see, but this is how. But
Okay, I know what state. Who wants to guess?
I'm guessing Wisconsin.
I'm guessing
Minnesota.
Missouri.
I'm gonna go
Alabama.
south of everything everyone said.
Alabama
That's
and
my gut, just playing
Mississippi.
the spread.
Okay.
Oh shit.
It's Georgia.
Oh,
Fuck, I was gonna say Georgia too. I'm mad at myself. I was like Alabama or Georgia, Alabama or Georgia. Just say it. I should know it.
For those of you playing the conspiracy game, drink.
it's
So
just
yeah, the
it's,
South.
it really
Yeah,
is.
yeah. He
too distressing.
accidentally rolled up in a wrestling mat or jumped into a rolled up wrestling mat.
Oh, is that because his family had too much money to move into the neighborhood to go to that school? I don't want to go here. I don't want to go here.
You asked the
I
question.
don't. It's just so distressing.
Yeah, but it's not the worst thing that's happened, to be honest.
No, of course
Believe it or
not.
not.
No,
No, that's the sad part.
but that's what's so horrible about all of this.
Yeah.
So the victim was Kendrick Johnson. He died in 2013.
And speaking
And he
of,
was
does
the
any
only black boy or black student in that school. There was one person of color in the school.
I don't know if he was the only one or if it was that he was like the only one in the group that was there or something. And like I said, I recall this case from years ago, and then this is the update, and I did not read the update. But I just saw enough to know that they didn't actually change anything.
Shocking. I don't know. Too distressing.
that's as upsetting as when someone commits suicide by like multiple forms of, self-harm, like
Oh, and
multiple
Kathryn,
stabbings.
You also said to me about the supposed suicide of the beauty queen in Times Square. You said something about that.
It just doesn't add up.
What's the deal with that? I saw something like, what is the deal with that thing?
Jump to her death in Times Square is what I heard.
Yeah.
Huh?
A former beauty queen, Miss America,
Yeah,
I think, Miss USA.
Yeah.
Who I think she was a mental health advocate, or she did mention that she was struggling with mental health.
Oh, so she could have really done that.
Not necessarily, because if you're gonna kill somebody, then the fact that they've ever said that publicly would support your suicide staging. I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe she could have. I just have a very hard time believing that a female beauty queen jumped to her death, and that she chose Times Square. I don't know. I have a hard time believing most hanging and jumping deaths. I usually think that they're a cover up. Suicides.
Was she on drugs? Was there found in her system?
I don't think they did. And then her last post was something about finding peace.
It's possible.
Yeah, maybe. And people are saying that they believe it. I never do. I find it
It's
hard
possible.
to
It's
woman.
possible.
And
Well,
a
she
beauty queen.
she might have gone the complete opposite way for that reason. Like, all my life was based on beauty, and here, look at me now. I don't know.
Miss World.
But I do feel very bad for her.
But women don't usually kill themselves that way, that's for sure.
That's
They
what
don't
I'm
like
saying,
to,
especially
they do not
if
like to
they're
disfigure themselves.
like poison. You're talking to Beauty Queen, that might be like like pills. I don't know.
Pills is good.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. Condolences to everybody that we talked about, families and friends. And now for this day in his. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Is that everything? Christina. No, there's more.
I think that's it. Is there anything else that you sent me?
I don't know.
Elaine, do you have any conspiracies before you go?
Elaine, you can't go. Where you going?
My
Well, you
phone's
got better to
strong.
go.
I'm sitting here with the wire forcing it to charge, so I can't.
Okay, because here's a very Greek expression I'm going to say to you: stay until you go.
Everybody do a shot.
Okay.
Every time my mom says a Greek expression.
I didn't even drink this time. Wow. Crazy.
Whoa.
Oh, and also the other update that I had was those guys who tried to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer or whatever her name is. They tried to say that the government entrapped them, and one of them signed a plea bargain and admitted that the government did not entrap them. They're, just criminals. So
wait, what?
No conspiracy there either.
Damn.
Who did they try to kidnap?
The governor of Michigan.
The lady who's a
2020
Democrat.
nonsense.
Okay, the lady who's a Democrat and they want to kill her dad.
Yeah.
That's most lady Democrats. They have no.
No, she's the one that they had the whole militia standing outside in the Capitol over there with that one, right?
It was the SNL sketch with the militia and the basement boys.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that if you're talking about, a militia gathering around a public official like that's you got to be more specific, So yes, I think this is the same one you're thinking of, but it's possible you're thinking of another one.
Because there may have been
No,
another
no,
one.
I think I'm thinking of this one. Because they were mad at her because of something she was doing to do with COVID and they didn't like it.
Mhm.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah, so they were trying to say the government set them up, and no. No, they didn't. No conspiracy there either. Sorry. Just a lot of sad stuff, except that one kid who I think that is a cover up.
What kid?
The kid who died in the wrestling mat, supposedly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
The family's autopsy found it was a blunt force trauma, and then they were like, "No, he suffocated in the mats."
That is really upsetting.
I'm sorry. It does not take a genius to think about that and hear that story and imagine that it's seriously.
No, but it does take a system of oppression to gaslight you.
Yeah.
To get away with it. I still haven't gotten over that kid that shot the people. Kyle Rittenhouse, whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what? What?
They auctioned off that gun, didn't they, or something crazy?
They tried to get it back and they said no.
What?
Did anybody see the I think it's Netflix. It's something on there. It's one of the streaming about vampires, but it's done like a documentary.
What we do in the shadows.
Now we have vampires
in the shadows.
No, it looked like one of those like ghost guys running around, but they're looking for vampires.
Is this a documentary about those weirdos that think that they're vampires and really they're just like misguided goths?
No, these are
the
guys
ones that fix their teeth.
Vampire hunters.
These guys
they're like, I'm an energy vampire, and then they stare at you, and it's like, go away. Go listen to Morrissey somewhere else.
Wait a minute. There are energy vampires.
No, these are regular vampires.
Yeah, but that's not that.
They said we've been fooled by the vampires, and then they went to this like storage center, and they said, see, they tested the dirt. This dirt is from Transylvania or whatever one of those places. At least I forget wherever they're from.
Pennsylvania.
No, yes.
They need their home soil.
Right. So they tested the soil, and it wasn't American soil.
But they're overseas seeds.
And they're like, they could fit 50,000 in each storage unit. And then I'm like, driving up Jericho Turnpike the other day going, every storage unit, I'm like, vampires. Because in the last few years, haven't they built tons of storage places?
It's so much more fun to think that the storage units have vampires in them instead of the reality, which is just like the fact that hoarding is like rampant in this society.
I think Christina hit the nail on the head on that one.
Nope, it's all vampires. You heard it here first.
I just
We
now
don't
realize
have a
petty
hoarding
shit.
problem in this country at all.
And on this day in history.
On this day in 1971, 4 journalists who were covering Operation Lam Son 719 in Laos, their helicopter crashed and they died. There are, from the Vietnam War, 42 civilians that are still missing in action and unaccounted for. So for the sake of those 42, and also for the sake of soldiers that are still missing in action, nothing was solved.
Yeah, that hits home for me because that was my time.
Yep.
Wait, so they never came back, the people from in Laos?
No, we weren't even in Laos. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they tested a lot of weapons in Laos during the Vietnam.
No, I know, but at the time in 71, we weren't in Laos. We weren't in Cambodia. We were only in Vietnam. That's what that was part of. I want to say 71. It might have been a little bit earlier, but they lied about being there. They didn't even tell us we were in there.
It says this operation was an attack into Laos by South Vietnamese forces. So, hey.
Okay, is that the South Vietnamese forces, the USA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just saying, there's a lot of MIAs from Vietnam and nothing's been solved.
That's a sad and real. Nothing's been solved.
More limited.
Yeah, on this day in history, nothing was solved. 1971. I hope. Ending on a high note. And this has been the Kathryn Dunn Show.
Matt should do something that, like, Matt should do one that wasn't solved, and Matt should do something that was solved.
I have a happier one.
Yeah, let's hear that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Please.
Disney's Peter Pan premiered, and nothing was solved because everyone was at the movies.
See, now that. On this day in history in 1956, I don't know.
A completely unproblematic Disney movie came out.
Okay, what is it? Is it like the creepy guy coming in the middle of the night to steal your kids? Is it the dog raising your kids instead of you because you're absentee parents and you didn't get a human nanny? Is it the adult in the Lost Boys thing? Is it what's the problem?
Oh, I thought it was the Native American princess.
I forgot about that. Yeah, there's that whole entire thing about
But everything you just said works too.
Yeah.
What about the midgets and the dwarfs?
Don't say that. It's little people.
Oh, come
on.
Little
people.
Were they in?
I don't remember
Peter Pan?
Definitely not Disney.
Also the pirates.
I
I don't think you're allowed to have pirates like that anymore, are you?
Is that the Lollipop Guild?
Maybe.
Are you thinking Wizard of Oz?
Or Snow White?
Peter Pan is where the name Wendy began, right? The name Wendy was created in Peter Pan, right?
Was it created?
I don't think it was created.
Yeah.
Gwendolyn?
Well, whenever the show ends, you can fact check, but I think Wendy, the name Wendy was started in Peter Pan. Just like Jessica was started in a Shakespeare play.
Did you guys hear Trixie?
No.
What? Say it again.
But there was a whole big thing just recently about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The guy from Peter Dinkle or whatever his name is, that actor, he got all upset and saying something about being politically correct about the dwarfs. I'm like, the freaking story is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. What would you like? You know, and not for nothing.
I'm with him on this one.
Hold on a second, not for nothing. Look at it this way. They're making a movie. They want to employ people who are, vertically challenged, whatever you want to call it, because I don't get
No,
it.
but you're treating them
And
like a
now
certain.
it's like,
No, I'm
so
not
what's it
going
gonna
there.
be?
Not going
Seven
there.
Snow White and the Seven what?
Vertically challenged.
I like
mean,
it.
What? Come on.
Rolls
Little
off right,
men.
rolls right off the
I mean-
tongue.
But I mean, really, what? What? Enough.
Snow
I get it,
versus
but
non-color
enough.
and the little people.
Whatever. It's I got nothing. Did you do that on purpose, Kathryn? We're still live.
No, my computer is dead.
Oh, okay. But we're still
Like,
streaming.
yeah, I don't know what to do. The computer just died because something's wrong with the charging port.
Got an automatic PC filter. Like, what? Are they saying dwarves? I gotta shut off.
What to do?
I don't know. Oh,
Say that again.
I thought
Trixie.
you turned
So
off your video because you wanted me to like start the thing and end the thing about dwarves, so I started playing.
I mean, that works too. Say something, Trixie, so we can go out on you saying something.
yep. As opposed to your mother being politically incorrect.
Say something.
No, because you want her to. Ah, there you go.
Why can't you just sit still, people? All right, thank you. This was the Kathryn Dunn Show. Love you all. Check out Supreme Body.